Hello and welcome to the show. I am here today on Forza 7 going to be taking a look at some Autocross. Yes, those of you that have regularly watched my videos will know I'm a huge fan of Autocross. It's one of my favourite kind of sub-racing categories, if you like. Certainly to take part in it in Forza, much fun can be had with the Autocross. I had been hoping to start an Autocross car builds series, as I'd done in Forza 6. Unfortunately, there is a small snag at the moment. Now, I am hopeful that in the future we might be able to go back to a proper one, because the way Rivals modes work for now, there may be more added, because, you know, this is something that can be added, categories can be added to this very straightforwardly through updates and so on. At the moment, stuff isn't broken down into classes, like A class, B class, C class, etc. Things are broken down into the homologation classes, which is okay, makes for an interesting way of doing things, and I don't have a problem with having these as set challenges. I'd just like one that was open to every car in a certain class. There at the moment also isn't, as far as I can find, I might be wrong, but leaderboards for sort of time trial in specific class, like a class leaderboard. I haven't found one as of yet. Certainly there isn't in Rivals mode. So yeah, things are working a little bit differently for now. As I said, I do hope that we see stuff updated. When it comes to Autocross, there are 3 events. There is the Circuit of the Americas one I showed from the preview footage. There is one around Miami, around the Homestead circuit, which is cool. And there is also one around Virginia. Virginia uses high-powered rally cars like Gymkhana cars and so on. There's about 3 or 4 to choose from. This is the only one that's really got any large selection of vehicles to be choosing from. I have had a couple of goes around the around the circuit, just to kind of vaguely get a feel for the track. Yeah, it's a really cool autocross circuit. This is only vehicles from the Sport Touring division, so there's only a small selection of cars. We're going to go and have a look. I haven't actually decided, before starting this video, I haven't decided quite what car I'm going to use as of yet, but let's go and see. So we're going to sort by division. We are going to go across the many different divisions. Oh, perfect. And here we have Sport Touring. So, choices in this lot, Camaro, M4, C63, there is the 2 Hellcats, the Charger and the Challenger, Mustang, Falcon, a Horizon Edition M4 that I do happen to have. There are Utes in this, which is always good, a HSV that happened to win from something as well, other Utes. Aston Martin, well, I was messing around with like an auto-upgraded one of these, a rental one, that was quite good, actually, quite good for the Autocross. Shelby GT500, I can speak. Big old Audi estate car, a 2012 Camaro, Jaguar, Chrysler, or a different HSV. What do we go for? Now, I'm kind of half tempted to the Audi because I think this has a wide body kit on it. Big tyres potential on the Audi would be good. Don't know how much in the way of wiggle room I have to upgrade the car and still keep it within this homologation class. Of course, things like the Utes have got plenty of room for upgrades, certainly upgrade potential at least, whereas some of these other ones perhaps not so much. You know what? I'm just going to go for the big Audi estate car. I like estate cars. So, yeah, screw it. We're going to go and grab the Audi. We're going to, no, we'll go for a standard manufacturer colour for this one. Ooh, it comes in matte black as standard. Sure, you know what, we'll go for a matte black Audi estate car. Buy with stock parts, because I want to go and see what parts we can fit on the car ourselves and still keep it within this category. Now, the advantage, of course, of the Audi is that it is all-wheel drive, which will be helpful for getting the car out of slow corners. There's always going to be plenty of traction. The downside is it is heavy, which means changing direction, not necessarily the easiest. Okay, maybe it wasn't this one that I saw had a body kit on it. I can't remember, I swear I saw an estate car somewhere with one, but I could be completely wrong. Right, upgrade shop. Now, theoretically, there would be no rules about changing a driveline in the homologation settings. Oh, engines can we put in this? 5.2 V10, which would... Oh, hello, game. Game, here we go. Upgrade brakes. What does it break? Shouldn't break the division rules. tyre compound. I think because it actually hasn't got the right tyres on it to begin with. Okay, so I can't go and stick the car on race tyres for this, which is what I would like to do. I can't have it on race tyres because that's not within the... So we have to run it on the sport tyres. Fine. Tyre widths, I mean, we can run pretty much as big a tyres as we want, as big a tyres as the Audi gets, which I'm fine with. 305s all around. 305s on an all-wheel drive car, pretty bloody good. We're not going to have issues with traction in the Audi. And, you know, that's all good news. Oh, wow, there's a lot more in the way of body kit parts for this car. That's cool. Now, yeah, we do definitely want that. Now, I don't know how it's going to affect all vehicles, whether all vehicles have more in the way of a car. Oh, we got the Forza Double Wing! Yes, the mighty Forza Double Wing is here. I don't know how many cars are going to have more body kit parts, but I don't remember the Audi here having this much stuff to choose from, which is cool. It's cool. Nice to see. Unfortunately, perhaps one of the biggest disappointments for me in terms of this game is we don't have the really bloody helpful basket system for parts like we did in Horizon 3. I don't know why. I don't know why that wasn't included here, because it's so much more efficient. Now, while it's not too terrible in terms of putting parts on this, no, it's not as slow as we have seen in the past. It's just... the basket system was very helpful, certainly if you were playing around with builds and seeing what you could end up with. The basket system was brilliant, and this is just a little bit sluggish, and you have to buy all the parts first, so when you're a little bit strapped for cash, as you probably will be at the beginning of the game, yeah, it just seems a little bit odd. Just seems a little bit odd to me, but there we go. Right, weight reduction, let's chuck... bugger. We need weight reduction. We do need weight reduction. Now, we're not going to be that powerful, because I need to get the weight reduction in the car. I can't really get that much weight reduction in the car either. We need it, though. We desperately need all the weight reduction that we can get in this. Do we want to go... well, let's get a diff. Diff doesn't do anything PI-wise, so always worth grabbing. Do we go for something like a drive line? It will save us £30, but the PI gain is, yeah, pretty big, actually, for that. Yeah, let's go grab that, and then let's try and get a little bit more power in the car. If we go for exhaust, this should... it's too much PI, isn't it? Do we go exhaust? Do we go exhaust and maybe forget the drive line? That might not be a bad idea. Exhaust and then forget the drive line. Damn it, I put one PI over still. Oh, bugger. Maybe, okay, new plan. Your new plan. No, that was only the first stage of exhaust as well. Crap. Oh, we're going to have to go back down to that. Maybe like air filter or intake manifold. No, intake manifold way too much. Okay, so we can get air filter. We're going to be way down on power, but we should be good handling for a big Audi. We're going to be a lot further down on power than the likes of the Aston Martin, but there is hope for the handling on this car. So we can get a flywheel installed. I mean, as you can see, I'm going through this menu system. It is, you know, pretty efficient. Pretty efficient getting through here without the basket system, but yeah, still. I think we'll go flywheel and be done with it on this car. That will be that. 800 credits for the flywheel. Audi is ready to go. Fingers crossed, it'll be good. So, I have, I guess, news. I spent the money buying the Audi, building the Audi, and apparently I can only use rental cars for this, which is apparently a thing. Like, I'm going through here and there is no options to let me pick. It's just all of these are the rental cars. There's some Horizon Edition cars that I didn't know existed, but I can't pick my own cars? I don't know what that's about. That's very weird and a bit crappy. I'm going to be honest. It's very, very peculiar. I don't know why it's not letting me run my own car. I guess I'm going to grab the Audi. Now, I wonder if all of these rental cars that are pre-built to the class, if you like, are all automatically balanced between themselves, potentially, but I want to use the car that I've just built. I want to use the car, and I said my car. I select the vehicle as matte black, and now never mind. Yeah, that's really crappy so far. I'm not impressed or pleased with that. I'm guessing you're not gonna. If I try to select a car from here, it still only wants to show me rental cars. Now, if I am being dumb and missing something as to, yeah, how I can get my own vehicle, as far as I can see, there's no settings to change it to run my own car. Yeah, I guess we're running this. Look, at least I want a matte black one. If you're going to screw me over and not let me use my car that I spent a bunch of money on kind of needlessly, at least give me the car in the right bloody colours. Well, that's going to get annoying fast. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what a lot of the Rivals modes are like at the moment. I hope that gets changed. I really hope that gets changed. Because, yeah, if you're going to restrict us to running specific bloody classes, at least let me use my own damn cars. Anyway, shall we go and tackle the Autocross course? This one, a little bit, I say a little bit different to the old Hockenheim circuit. It is certainly challenging in its own right, and I think the Aston Martin might have been a slightly better pick for cars going through here. There isn't perhaps, there's a few real arsehole corners on the Hockenheim circuit of old that I used to run. This one does not seem to have quite as bad arsehole sections. There's technical bits, but there's not the really, really horrible parts for the car to deal with, like the... If you haven't seen the Hockenheim circuit, I'm not going to make any real sense, but there was a couple of very wiggly sections that were high speed, that were, I'm trying to remember the actual sort of speed figures, 110 miles an hour very early on in the course, that a few cars came undone with trying to go through there. They'd get big sideways moments, and this particular route doesn't quite have as high a speed change of directions, where, you know, it's kind of on edge. Will it be flat out through the corners? Can it quite be flat out through the turns? This doesn't quite have that that sort of a section. It's kind of a lot more, I say a lot more stop-start, quite a lot of slaloming going on. I'm not sure the all-wheel drive of the Audi is actually going to help it here, because while this isn't the fastest of courses, it's also not got a lot of kind of hairpins with real tough acceleration zones. You're kind of always moving a little bit, and you're not... it's not going to give a rear-wheel drive car problems, basically, around here. I mean, I guess this is probably the highest speed part of the course, but still, you're only talking 60 miles an hour. We've had a couple of dings on the barrels. We can definitely do better. Yeah, you're only talking sort of 60 miles an hour. You're not going to get up to the hundreds and so on. I don't even think down the start-finish line. It's a lot more compact, I think, is the way, perhaps, to go with this horse. And we're going to head up around the banking now for what will be the final, at some point, wiggle towards the line. Yeah, it's just kind of slalom down here. This is where we'll probably get the most speed of anywhere, is 92 miles an hour. I don't think it's the fastest car to begin with, quite frankly. The Audi. We will go and give that a restart. That's where I pressed restart, not exit. I might have pressed the wrong button. Or maybe it'll go through that screen before taking me back to the actual... Oh yeah, he's going to restart. Never mind. Don't worry. Don't mind me. I'm a fool. Okay, let's try again, shall we? The big Audi is not bad. It's not bad on the agility front. Probably be better with the aero that, you know, I wanted on the car. We will... yeah, try and make the best of it. The target time is not a time done by me, that 2:13. I think that's just a random leaderboard time that it is picked up on. It's a little bit better actually through that first sector from the Audi. Oh, really got to get the car slowed down through these early bits on the course. I think my fastest was a 2:19, but I only did a couple of runs, and I don't think I actually ever got away with it without bumping into a barrel. So, you know, there is always that. Oh, come on, around these corners, then use that all-wheel drive acceleration, all of the power, not all that I can definitely be quicker through there. Although I would, at this stage, rather be a little bit slow. Oh, okay. That got a little bit unhappy with all of that change of direction. Oh, that's just swervy all the way down there. Somehow I didn't touch that barrel. Not quite sure how we got away with all of that, but we're fine. We're fine. Oh, the understeer is a little bit noticeable, to say the least, through there. We're actually quite on edge a lot, this Audi, as we're wiggling down through these slaloms. It's quite easy to upset the back of the car. I guess there is a lot of Audi going through an autocross course here. Ooh, I was looking at the wrong arrow, nearly went the wrong way, but we are fine. I don't know if I wanted first particularly around here or not. Oh, that's a horrible hairpin. It's actually a really quite tight hairpin. Sort of forces you out wide before bringing you back in on the exit. Right. I've missed that one completely. God damn, that's the inexperience of this, or not knowing this course yet. Yeah, things like Lotuses and so on would absolutely love this course, because there's no high-speed stuff at all around here. It's almost constant slaloming at times. And a big estate car, funnily enough, does struggle with constant slaloming. It can kind of vaguely keep up with the Aston Martin for a little while, but in the end, the Aston's just going to change direction that bit better, and over the course of a run, changing direction that bit better. Very, very useful indeed, as we're going to run across the line. Yeah, I can probably get kind of close to my half-arsed attempt with an Aston earlier. I think I can probably get a 219-ish with that Audi. If I don't clip a barrel and have a good run, I can probably get a 218, 219 with it. That's asking quite a big if. It's asking quite a big if with this car on this course. Nevertheless, we will give it a go. We will see what we can do. I need to be brave and cautious all at the same time. It's the fun, the fun challenge of autocross. You've got to, of course, be brave. You've got to be pushing the car to try and go faster. But if you end up being too brave, you hit barrels, and that's game over. So yeah, I had a really good run through that first sector. I just don't quite trust this car to necessarily get stopped through some of these, because it is a big, heavy vehicle. Let's not forget, this is not much under 4,000 pounds, and that's a lot of weight to be lugging around an autocross course when it's, normally cars in the 2,000 pound region that are the way to go. You've had a much better start this time around. I fear I don't quite trust through those high-speed sections, higher speed sections, that the Aston Martin that we are following here. Oh, and there goes the back end again. That's why I want aero on the car. Rear aero would be nice. Not that we're actually going massively fast. I probably say it wouldn't. It would be working to an extent. Yeah, that's slidey. I've always said with autocross cars, the worst thing you can have is a slidey, unpredictable car. I want to know, this is me, okay, the way that I tend to drive my cars. I want to know that the back end is going to do exactly the same thing every time. I don't want it to suddenly be braking sideways on me, as that really will ruin runs, and it'll often lead to big mistakes if you have a suddenly oversteery car. Now, this one here is where we have got to get across. That's the ticket. We have made it through there much better this time. Yeah, we held on for a little while. with that Aston. I just don't quite have the confidence of this when the going starts getting fast. Bugger. Right, we're all good. We're all good now. We're up towards this horrible... Oh, gate, stop sliding. This crappy rental is crappy. Basically. I want my Audi. I want to know what my Audi would have been like. I don't know how much better it would have been, but I feel like it would have stood a little bit more of a bloody chance than this thing. We're not going to get a perfect run around here, but yeah. Apparently Rivals mode is not really that good at the moment. I didn't realise it wasn't going to let me choose my own bloody car. That kind of went downhill towards the end of the run quite badly. Well, that's Autocross for you. The Autocross itself is great fun. It always has been and is always an excellent challenge. the way that we are heavily restricted in terms of cars is not good. That's not good. I hope we see some fixes, shall we say, to that one, because yeah, I want to build my own cars. I want to build, if I'm going to be forced to run in these small categories, I at least want to be able to build my own cars to run in said categories. So there we go. Yeah, that's a little bit of a disappointment. There's a little bit of a disappointment for now. Relatively simple fix, and I do very much hope that we see that. That's the biggest disappointment I've had so far with this game, actually. That's, yeah, really quite sad. That, though, is going to be it for this video. I'm sorry we couldn't drive my quite potentially fast Audi. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.